Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Carola. I'm StealthEX CMO, and today we're joined by Mark from Verge, and it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope that everybody can see you. And
well, thank you. Yeah, and
no, it's fine. You just continue.
I was just going to say thank you for the opportunity, and it's been a long time coming, and you guys have been big supporters of us, so we really, really, really appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. And to start, today we're going to have a conversation, obviously, about Verge and about everything that's involved in it. And to start out, I would probably just like Mark to tell us about himself, about what he does, some very basic information so everyone can get to know you better for those who haven't yet.
I guess I'm me. That's just me.
That's a good answer.
I'm with Verge Currency Core Team, but of course we're all volunteers. So I mean, our community worldwide, they're all part of Verge too. For myself and Verge Core Team, I kind of look after a little bit of the business development and strategic partnerships and stuff like that. And I do a bit of outreach and Rolodexing and using my contacts that I may have to see if somebody wants to work with Verge or support Verge currency for the decentralization for what it is. But for me, I'm just one of the Verge fam that happens to be part of the core team that is kind of keeping the train on the rails per se. With so much community worldwide, it's we need some sort of a team to to keep the train on the rails, and that's what we do. So so I've been with Verge Core Team I think for maybe 3 years I think now, and I was involved in Verge before, but I think officially part of the core team for about 3 years now. So
yeah, thank you very much. Actually, this is very humble because Mark actually does a lot of outreach. For those who haven't heard about Verge yet or haven't seen the activity on Twitter, Reddit, and everywhere. So Mark is really the specialist in outreach. And for a person who is working with business development and marketing and everything, that this kind of outreach question, and I'm doing the same, but from the other side of services. Obviously, for me, it's interesting. How do you work with such a dedicated community? Because Verge is known for Verge fam. And how do you do you have some special tools to kind of bring it all together? Or is it kind of working in a decentralized way in a very specific manner that Verge fam does? So what are the ways that we get the community like this too? Because everybody wants it.
For us, it's all about communication. And for me personally, it's all about communication. When you break down any kind of challenges in any workplace or if we're looking outside to like say organizations or scaling out an organization, 99% of any challenges come down to communication. So for us, when we have such a large community, we've separated it into, we have a lot of admin chats. So Telegram admin chats, Facebook admin chats. So we have different groups that maybe a lot of the Verge fam don't realize is that we have a Telegram mod group, we have a Facebook mod group, and then we have our Discord for the Verge core. But we also have Discords for the Verge fam that have different levels of trust in it too. So it's really intricate how this is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With even right now, our Verge Discord core team chat is going like crazy, and it's like 8 a.m. my time. So it's communication. So we always kind of want to roll the boat the same way. And of course, when we have so many different personalities, we have to respect each other for having different personalities, and respect each other for being maybe different, right? So we're all different, but we're all the same kind of thing. Like it's really neat because we're all focused kind of on the same ideologies, but we're all very different people, which is really cool. So communication and respect is at the forefront for sure. Respecting one another and communication and treating everybody like we care. That's kind of it for us. So it's taken a long time to get a community this large, but I say it on Twitter all the time that we're so fortunate that we have a community the size of ours, and we're so fortunate to have such a passionate and loyal community. And and this is how decentralized currency is going to work moving forward. It's going to be for the people. And I truly believe for Verge currency that we are the citizens currency. That's what I truly believe. That's my personal thoughts, is we are the citizens currency. Yes, we have Bitcoin for sure, first in the space for sure. But when it comes down to scaling out Bitcoin and taking some challenges that Bitcoin had, I truly believe Verge is the citizens currency. We are completely decentralized. So yeah.
This is great that you have this thing, the unifying the community, and respect is definitely one of the core ideas that should be there in any good community. When it comes to actually the thing that unites all this community, when it comes to Verge, what is your personal attitude towards it? So where does Verge stand? Because I talked with Alex previously, and I don't know if you have watched this interview or you haven't, but we have been discussing what Verge actually is as an asset. And he said that this is something very kind of utilitarian. So it's meant for payments, which is understandable, and it's definitely a coherent use case. And when it comes to you, what is Verge for you personally?
Well, first of all, I saw Alex's interview, and actually, I was just talking to Alex this morning about half an hour ago. He's he's a very smart gentleman. Uh, I have a lot of respect for Alex, and he does a ton of work. And from traveling from Canada to Germany or whatever, he's all in. I mean, that guy's dedication is crazy. But um, Verge to me, I mean, listen, like Verge is a currency. We're 100% decentralized currency. So, it's quite miraculous when you can take, like, I tweeted about it the other day. You can take like 800 or 8 million peso, PHP, Philippine peso. I can literally send it across the world to the Philippines in seconds and it costs nothing. Like, you think of all these transfer situations going on, like with Western Union, and even you go to PayPal or Venmo or whatever you're doing uh, that are charging ridiculous fees or whatever. Verge, I can just transfer it over to my family in the Philippines or my family in Australia, and it's there, like, just boom, done, costs nothing. That to me is control. We're controlling our own currency, and that's where decentralized comes in. Is we have complete control of our own currency. I don't have to go ask permission to take it out of the bank. I don't have to do all that stuff. It's complete control. The second part of this conversation is the blockchain. So Verge can be a transfer asset, absolutely. So in the voice life case, it can be a transfer of asset for sure. But we're also a blockchain. So think of the data, you companies like Facebook and stuff like that. You know, where does Facebook get all their money? How do they make their money? We on Facebook, we're the money. Like, us users are the money for Facebook. Like, they're literally taking us and our information and turning it into a revenue. So they're literally taking from us and feeding themselves. Like, that's we're the money. So the blockchain is like a massive store of database. So if you can blockchain data, and completely encrypt it, and it's completely private, or if it's completely safe and nobody can steal that data, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, so if you can use Verge as a currency, and you can also use a Verge blockchain for data. So we can use our, you can look at NFTs or stuff like that. The sky's the limit for our blockchain, and it's just as fast as our developers' fingers can tap. And but so it's two parts, currency and blockchain for sure. So we're fortunate that way that Justin created it the way he did, that we can have the best of both worlds. So
Yeah, we'll talk about the blockchain cases a little bit later, because obviously you're working with Voice Life, and we had many questions that are about it and what it is and how it works and what should we expect and all of this. But first, I would like to ask one question about the currency part. So
right.
Obviously this is super convenient when you can just send any kind of amount of money to your family, to your friends, and it costs nothing and it's super fast. But do you think there are some problems when it comes to decentralized currency as such? So for example, I want to send Verge, I want to send a sum of money in Verge to my family somewhere. but I send it. Obviously, it's super convenient. They receive it. Are there problems with, for example, cashing out for them if they want to, or to kind of find a use case for it if they don't want to cash out when they want to use cryptocurrency, which is a rare case when it comes to, for example, older relatives. So how do we kind of make it smoother? And is it the possibility that Verge as an asset, XVG, can be used really everywhere and kind of completely eliminate this gap between kind of this system of banking that's not very convenient and it costs a bunch, and just simple transfers, and the ones that don't cost an arm and a leg?
Well, do I think it can be used everywhere? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to be used everywhere? I mean, listen, we have 8,000 different projects listed right now, I think, in CoinMarketCap or something, but that's 8,000 projects. But let's assume that, 80% of those things are utilities. And so we take out the utilities and we look at just the currencies. How many decentralized, non-ICO, non-pre-mine current cryptocurrencies are listed? Not very many. You can go check. I would guess right now that we're probably top 20 or top 15 when it comes to currency. Here's what we need. We need more education. So we need to, I'm going to say it's unfortunate that cryptocurrency has become like a playground for investors. To me, it's unfortunate because it's taken away total use case. Like, it's great that people are making money. It's great. It's turned into this whole, working on steroids kind of a thing where people just dump in and they want their stuff to go 20% in an hour. And so it's totally, it's taken away the use case part. We need more education, but to get more education, we need more to make more money in the space, because you need to market, and in the real world, marketing costs money. So that's the real world. So we need the exchanges, Stealth, and we need all these swap services, exchanges, companies to make money, and hope that these companies are going to dump it back into education and awareness. But now these exchanges and swap services are confused, because it's like everybody's coming at them saying, list me, list me, list me, list me. Look what I am. I got a great utility token. Oh, what does it do? It counts Smarties. Oh, so your utility token counts Smarties. List us. We have a big, it's getting a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit ridiculous. We've been around since 2014, so I'm confident saying that it's becoming a bit ridiculous. But education and awareness. Can we be used in the future? Are we going to be used in the future for everything? If the awareness goes the right way, absolutely, because we're totally set up for it. There's others, of course. There's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, some really strong projects out there and strong currencies, but people need options, just like fiat, right? So absolutely, cashing out, it's going to take some time for that rail, for sure. Right now we're in a honeymoon. I still think we're in a honeymoon stage in crypto. So where everybody's kind of excited, and it hasn't really, it's at that really strange wave part where everybody's just really excited right now, and I'm going to go make 25% of my money tomorrow, and they just bank on it. They dump in like their whole mortgage or whatever, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just take 200 grand out of my mortgage. I'll make 20% on that tomorrow. It's a really crazy stage right now, and that's why I don't really get too involved in the money part of it. But awareness, and it takes our community. It's going to take our community so much work to go out there and tell their friends and show their friends and stuff like that. And of course, we can't do it without swap services or exchanges like Stealth anyway. So we need your guys' services to help us go the right direction too. So.
Yeah, services are a good way to kind of get out there, but also you mentioned that right now it's a crazy time, which it totally is. And do you think that this hype around NFTs, before that around DeFi in general, in crypto with Elon Musk, with all this like stuff going around, is good for education, or is it just kind of a explosion that's cannot be understood in a coherent way, and then it's just like, oh my god, crypto, and then people go like all in with their mortgages and all the stuff, just wanting to earn money? Or is it a good thing kind of to promote adoption in a kind of more educated manner?
I was so both sides on the Elon Musk thing. My brain has kind of gone back and forth to how I want to think about all that. First of all, what he did is bringing awareness to millions and millions and millions and millions of people. Second of all, maybe people are not quite understanding his personality because he's just kind of joking around as a meme. So, and full disclosure, I actually didn't really know what a meme was like a month ago. I'm so old that I had to actually ask our core team what a meme was. Like I wasn't quite understanding what a meme was. They're like, well, it's a picture. I'm like, so a picture is a meme? They're like, no, it's kind of a picture. Anyway, I like I'm so focused on the business development side, I don't get too caught up in all of that play stuff. But Elon Musk is great for the space. He can go tweet out Dogecoin all he wants, and that's fine with me. It brings more people into space. And those, listen, full disclosure, I mean, my first one, I first got into Litecoin. I knew about Bitcoin in 2010, I think it was, is when I first knew about Bitcoin and had an opportunity to get into Bitcoin in 2010. But my first actual pickup was Litecoin. So yes, you get into say Litecoin or something or Doge, and then you kind of expand and look around on Twitter and stuff like that, and then you like other projects. So is what Elon Musk doing good for the space? Absolutely. 100% it's good for the space, bringing total awareness. When it comes to NFTs, that's just not really my gig. And I even tweeted about it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, asking people to help me with NFT because I don't understand. I don't understand NFT, but is it bringing awareness to the space? Yeah, total 100%. I mean, listen, everybody starts somewhere. Listen, McDonald's started with milkshakes, but we don't know McDonald's for milkshakes today. We know McDonald's for hamburgers, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but what concerns me is possibly kind of, oh yeah, please, I interrupted you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was done. Yeah.
I read like an article a couple of days ago about NFTs. Like NFTs is not really my gig as well, so I can relate to that. But I understand its value, and I know people who are making them and who are really like crypto enthusiastic, not from the artist side, but from the side of actual like crypto space. But yeah, a couple of days ago, I read an article of an artist who paints and makes photos and sells them as NFTs later. So this became a new thing, and then she decided to go and sell her artwork as NFTs. And it has zero information about cryptocurrency. So I'm not sure that these people actually are going to be interested in the crypto space, or just consider it NFTs as a kind of tool to promote art, not crypto, not blockchain. So this is why I'm in kind of two minds about it too, because this is definitely adoption because everybody's talking about cryptocurrency everywhere. But also from the other side, it's not about blockchain. It's about art or about different things that are sold as NFTs.
Yeah, I feel right now I can take a picture of my coffee cup and sell it as an NFT. Like that's how I feel right now. Art is a huge that's a huge industry worldwide, art. And the good thing about art is it pulls the strings of many people worldwide, because some person may like this art, some person may like that art. And it's a really good marketing and advertising tool through art, because people kind of always respected art, and they've always kind of respected where a person's brain goes while they're doing the art. And people have always wanted to tap into like another person's personality and go, oh yeah, I really like, wow, that person's exactly like me. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And it's done through art. So, so I I get the average, sorry, I'm still dealing with COVID, and anyway, sorry, it affects me a bit, but I really, our art is a really good form of marketing. Now, for NFTs, like another good form of marketing, like when you go into digital on the blockchain, would be like collectibles, right? Like the collectible industry is one of the largest industries in the world. Um, that might be another place to go for, but
They
listen,
already went. So that there's this like the NBA cards and all these things. They're already NFT'd and they already exist. So this was a very logical move, kind of.
oh, the Top Shots. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
got
yeah.
involved. I haven't got involved in top. I mean, I'm a collector. I think a lot of people know that from my Twitter now. I collect. I'm kind of that weird guy that collects hockey cards and comics. So, um, and lots of other stuff. But the collectible, I'm not into NBA at all because I can't really keep up to the market. But that Top Shots was an amazing idea, and I can't believe the price that some of this stuff is selling for. To be honest with you, I do enjoy artwork too. I mean, I commissioned some Verge artwork from a guy, Cryptopop in the Philippines, Lewis, and you know, I like that. I enjoy art, so I enjoyed what he did, and he's talented, and I think it's a great way. But as far as the NFT side of the blockchain, I don't not really too focused. I'm not really too focused on that. Out of our core team, that's not my arena. So,
Well,
but
everybody has their own kind of cup of tea. So
yeah, but it shows use case for the blockchain for sure. So if you want to take currency and blockchain, that's a good way to market the blockchain side of stuff.
yeah, true. It just needs to be properly explained that it is blockchain, I guess, and that that's what it can do because many people are just interested in art, but they don't even know about blockchain. But maybe I don't know. It's complex, but it's good that it's everywhere now. At least we
I
can get that.
I wouldn't doubt that Justin is looking into NFT for Verge blockchain. I wouldn't doubt it because he's very artsy. Like his brain is so meticulous. Like he's very artsy in the way he thinks, and he's very talented that way as far as art goes. So I wouldn't doubt that Justin's looking into some sort of an NFT solution for our blockchain. It
That's
seems
a
to me
hint.
that's where his yeah, it seems to me that's kind of where his brain would go because his brain's kind of always moving. So
So when it comes to blockchain as blockchain for Verge, obviously we need to talk about Voice Live, which was kind of like a trigger of our whole interview and conversation. So could you just please explain what this partnership is and what it will do and all the blockchain kind of, how do I call it? Use cases or just usages that we can expect from it and what does it mean for Verge and all the legal details that everybody wanted to know.
well, I'm under such like I'm under such strict NDA that in fact our whole Verge core team is under NDA right now. So I
There's very
can't
little info.
I can't I can't I can't really get into stuff other than what's already public, but we did the demo and we're at CES. Justin from Verge, Robert from Voice Life, David from Voice Life, and myself were at CES this year, and that that was so educational for me. And to be at the largest tech show on earth and to present to people the technology that Voice Life has was such an honor for me. And man, I feel so special being part of that. And I can't wait for CES 2022, that's for sure. But um, if we're there. But as far as like the Voice Life technology, these guys, man, Robert, this guy, first of all, he's known about Verge for a very long time. This guy studied us. This guy knows us in and out. This guy knows our blockchain. This guy knows our tech. This guy knows our community. He's not. I mean, how do you patent something with blockchain in 2015? How do you think about that? Like, what were we all doing in 2015? Were we involved in cryptocurrency or the blockchain? Probably not. I mean, lots of people. Let's just say 90% of us weren't. We're not talking about like the Michael Turpins here that were involved in, or the Shrems or whatever that were involved, or the Brock Pierces. But to put that in a patent for his wireless charge technology and then include blockchain in his patents. Like, come on, like that is so ahead of, that's so forward thinking. This guy nailed it. Like this guy, I call it, for me, I call it the blocker patent. That's what I personally call it, is the blocker patent, because all the technology out there for wireless charging can do whatever they want. All these larger corporations can spend millions and millions and millions of dollars creating and maybe trying to patent their technology for wireless charge. But wait a minute, let's go online and look at what patents are out there. Bing, Voice Life. What do they have? Well, they have the patent that's the blocker to the fastest charge in the world. So they're harvesting energy, and you can charge a device in 2 minutes. And I've seen it. We've all seen it. It was on the demo. And so other corporations, well, what if they want that technology? Where do you think they have to go? They have to go to Voice Life. There's no doubt. Like they either have to acquire Voice Life, or they're going to have to license off of Voice Life. There's no, you can't, there's nothing they can do. It's patent protected. They can't just go say, well, we're a 2-minute charge. Well, there's only so many ways in the world that you can do a 2-minute charge. And that's coming through, obviously, through graphene. Well, graphene is known to everybody. I mean, all these bigger companies like Samsung or whoever, they're using graphene. Of course they are. That's the only way to do it, is to mitigate the heat, right? The heat transfer is through graphene. Well, if Voice Life is using graphene, and say Samsung's using graphene, but Voice Life has the secret sauce to a 2-minute charge, nobody else can get that, right? Unless they're going through Voice Life. That's just reality. And where Verge comes in is where the transfer. So we're the currency. Obviously, you need to do something. So to do a 2-minute charge on your phone, you're going to need to be able to tell your phone to do that 2-minute charge. How do you tell your phone to do the 2-minute charge? Well, you have to transfer something to it. And that's going to be the Verge. Verge is going to be the transfer of assets. So if you take this phone here, I'll just look at this phone here, and you look at this, and I'll just take it out. This is a case right now. That's a case on the back of the phone or the back of the device. So this here is the charging device, and you just put your phone in it, boom, done. Now you've got your 2-minute charge. So, but Verge is also the blockchain. So when these companies look to have that transfer of asset to charge their device, whatever it is, I'm referring to a phone, but it can be lots of different devices. It can be medical devices, drones, whatever it scales out to. It can be anything. But phones is a common topic, so we'll talk about phones. So the blockchain can store information and data as well. So think about the value that that could have to a company with the data. I'm talking coordinates. So a bigger company comes around and says, hey, I just realized Maria charged her phone and she's in Moscow or she's in Russia. And they've got coordinates of who's using what device in what part of the world. Totally encrypted, totally safe information, totally can't be hacked. That's worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And these guys, these engineers of Voice Life, Robert, they're a small team. But Robert, that guy blows my mind on how much his brain is working. The engineers actually really intrigue me. I'm really blown away. But
well, was it actually initially Verge when they were talking about that we need blockchain for this technology? How did they collaborate with Verge? Because there are many blockchains out there and they're all super active, but was it Verge initially that kind of caught his attention to do all this?
They reached out to us, and so they reached out to us for this collaboration, and they saw something in our blockchain. And when I say something, I'm using the words of Robert when he tells me and tells Justin and tells us that there's something in our blockchain that's special. So what that I haven't got into that conversation with because it's also proprietary, right? With them, like I can't really say what's special because I don't know what that special is because I'm not tech related, and I know Justin is, of course, because he's a coder. But there's something in our blockchain that makes this completely. Maybe it's the it could be the privacy, the optional privacy aspect. That's a big one too. We're public on we're public on exchanges, as you know, but we're an option for privacy, and that's a big topic right now in the world, is privacy. And when it comes to corporations like, the IRS or CRA or Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, these credit reporting bureaus, where they're having hacks. Privacy is a big topic right now, and that could just be it. I don't know, but they reached out to us, and it took months, and it bloomed from there. And what they have, like I can tell you, we have a meeting every week, and I can't really show you everything, but this is just piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of papers of notes. Like, look at this. Every week is just a note, a note, a note. Like, what they're doing. Am I excited for Voice Life? Yeah, I am. I'm yeah, I'm excited for the future. I can answer lots of questions about Voice Life and Verge. I just have to be so careful that I don't put our community in the direction that I'm not really supposed to put our community at the moment, until stuff
Okay,
comes out.
you gave some information about it, but we'll definitely come back for like another round of interview when everything is public, so you can really just think about it, because I see that you want to, but you just can't.
Because I'm so passionate. Like, listen, Verge has had some big partnerships for sure. Like, Verge has kind of been known, and yeah, I'll pedestal Verge. I think I should give credit where credit's due, and I give credit to Verge. And yeah, people are going to call it shilling, but it's like, listen, I'm giving credit where credit's due. And Verge has kind of been known as the first. Like, they get these massive partnerships. Like, pre my time was MindGeek, and like, everybody, MindGeek comes out and it's this coin and it's the porn coin, and it's like, guys, we're all like, crypto Twitter's in their 20s and 30s, so it's like, everybody's maturity levels are different. That's natural. We respect that. MindGeek was one of the largest partnerships in crypto history, in my opinion, because of the power that MindGeek has as far as coming to the internet, advertising, traffic junkie, the amount of exposure that they have in the world, and the amount of revenue and the amount of people that are following MindGeek and use MindGeek services, because MindGeek has many services, not just Pornhub. That was one of the largest, maybe the largest partnership in crypto history. Now, when we roll forward, again, CES, we show up at the CES, it's like, what other currency, cryptocurrency or blockchain have you seen at the largest tech show on earth? Probably I can count on one hand. I don't even know if there's any cryptocurrencies that have been at CES, but now it's Voice Life. Now we're getting into the wireless charging world, and this is a first. And when we're exclusive, when I have a piece of paper here that says we're exclusive to Voice Life, and Voice Life is exclusively using Verge and Verge blockchain, we all know that the wireless charging world is moving very fast, and this is where everybody wants to go. We look at the EVs, the electric vehicles, Samsung and their wireless charging. They've got a phone or whatever they've got that they're charging. I think you can charge a Samsung phone in an hour and a half or something right now. But the wireless charging world, this is where we're going. It's moving fast. And what are we? We're exclusive to Voice Life. Another first. If we can lock up this arena for wireless charging, the sky's the limit. The amount of transactions, the sky is absolutely going to be the limit for both sides, Voice Life and Verge. So, I mean, we're just blessed. Verge currency is so blessed to have the community and the people that we do helping Verge. Because we just attract these crazy partnerships. So,
yeah, you're in business development, so yeah, definitely. Like, I think that part is on you maybe too, because you're not saying much about like your personal kind of wins here. You're just saying that in general, but it definitely we should say thank you to say thank you for promoting it too, because this is definitely big for just generally the blockchain space, with Verge being affiliated with Voice Live, being exclusive, being the first. And as you said, it's right, because there are not many crypto projects in like biggest tech shows, and people seem to kind of like, but now these doors are open and this is major. And because of this, I actually had another question, which is, what do you think will be the bigger kind of mover for the crypto, the blockchain industry? Where will it be the kind of asset movement, more so crypto as a financial asset, as a kind of digital gold, or call it whatever, or will it be actually blockchain used in tech? Will it be like partnerships like VoiceLife, like others, that will move the industry forward? Because on one side we have Elon Musk in trading, on the other side we have major partnerships like this. And what would be the more important kind of thing in the future, in your opinion?
Wow, such a great question. And yeah, that's such a great question. We need both to move. We need blockchain to move, and we need the currency side to move. I mean, you look at projects even like Cardano or ADA, or uh, what an amazing project that is. And full disclosure, I hold ADA. I mean, I like Cardano. So that Chainlink, there's another one. Um, those are crazy, crazy, crazy use cases. Vitalik. I mean, with Ethereum. I mean, those are crazy, crazy, crazy use cases. And without projects like Ethereum, where are we today? I'm not too sure. We needed the Ethereums and the Bitcoins for sure. As far as use cases go, I mean, to me personally, I think store of data, save data, and store and transfer of controlled and private data is a massive use case. I mean, I'm in the finance world personally. That's what I do for my day job. I'm in finance and credit. So I've been analyzing credit bureaus for 15 years, let's just say, and I've been in credit and finance for long decades. So that's what I do for a living, is finance and credit. And a person's credit bureau is such private data, and it's so personal, and it's so important. And credit and finance too, documents. So if we look to like legal documents, like closing mortgages on homes, and litigation in court and stuff like that. When you go to court and you see lawyers that have stacks and stacks and stacks of paper, they probably have like 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10,000 pieces of paper for each case, right? Well, they're billing that out. They're billing each piece of paper out to their client. Their client's paying for each piece of paper, whether it's 10 cents, 25 cents, I don't know. Well, if we can put all this data on blockchain, think about the savings, and think about recycling, and think about how this is going to help the whole ecosystem by putting all of this information on a blockchain. That to me is a massive use case, when you can take like anything that has paper involved, or massive pieces of paper involved, big deals, company takeovers, acquisitions, stuff like that. You put all that on blockchain, that's total use case. That for me anyway. Now the currency side of it, I actually absolutely think it's going to excel. I don't know who's going to come out of the gate and be, the most used currency in the world for crypto. Don't know, but that it's a massive use case. People need like NFC. Look how fast NFC came. Like up in Canada, I don't where you're from. I don't know how big tap is where you're from, but in Canada, everything's tap, 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 tap. I go to Tim Hortons for it's on my app. It's like scan, tap, scan. It's not a transfer of asset has been around for a long time already. People don't understand credit cards are digital. Everything on a credit card is digital. It's all back-end API. You know this from Stealth, right? It's all API'd. All the back-end rails are done in the background through API. So we've been in a digital world for a long time already. We're just now bringing in a different part of that digital world. That's all.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, actually, like people don't think about being in a digital world for like always when using cards and stuff like this. So they think that crypto is something more alien, but when it comes to the technology, like it's already there at some point. So it's not such a big shift. All right. So when we talk about the space in general, when we talk about the hypes, obviously you're as business development marketing, you know about all the movements and what's going to go next, more or less at least, because nobody really knows. As for your predictions, what's going to be the next big thing in cryptocurrency? Because we got lots of these hypes recently. We got DeFi, we got NFT, we got all this Dogecoin craziness, like all of this going on. What do you think will be the next step for it?
Oh, well, big shout out to Coinbase for being for getting listed. I think they're going direct, right, with their IPO. They have a direct listing, and huge shout out to Coinbase for that. Um, that's a lot of work, and to get through the regulatory board and get through all the regulations and the hoopla and the red tape and everything else to become direct listing, and then I think their ticker is called Coin or something, but their symbol is going to be called Coin. That's major movement in our space. That's a major, major, major movement in our space to bring a cryptocurrency exchange to a direct listing to the stock market. Like that's a major move. And that is going to bring in so much awareness and so much comfort for the outside world coming in. Because right now, when you look at like the older demographic, even like my parents, my 60s or 70s or whatever they are, it's that demographic that just doesn't get it. Like they're like, well, no, I think, it's safer if I put my money in a mutual fund because I've been doing it for 35 or 40 years already. And, and I'm comfortable with my 3% that I get on my money every year because I've been doing it for 45 years. Like it's that demographic that just isn't, it's harder as we get older, it's harder to learn. And that's just the way our brains work. It's harder for us to learn. That's why they, 2 and 3 year olds, they learn at such an accelerated pace. Well, when we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, number one, it's harder to learn. Number two, we're creatures of habit. So we do the same things over and over and over again. Our routine is there. So as we get a little bit older, we don't want to break that routine, so having somebody like Coinbase as a direct listing, on a stock exchange, huge comfort to the older demographic. The older demographic is now going to be able to say, wow, okay, this is cool. It's protected. It's regulated. This is a little bit more comfort for me. Now I can go invest my money into Coinbase as a mutual or as a stock, but wait a minute, Coinbase does crypto, but I'm already comfortable investing into Coinbase. So I should go look at crypto too.
Yeah, this is kind of gradual. So like you first get the stocks, then you're like, okay, crypto is not that crazy or scary. This is good from the point of kind of getting people used to cryptocurrency. Do you think that other companies will follow Coinbase actually going public?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be a natural step because, listen, the stock market's been around for how many years? I think that's probably a natural step. I mean, you get, exchanges like Binance. We all know Binance, and we can openly say that it's probably, respectfully, the largest exchange in the world. I think maybe, in my opinion, it might be. And huge ups to them for scaling out the way they did. But will they go public? I mean, I don't know. That's up to them. But they seem like they're going in a little bit more different direction where they're trying to implant into different countries is what Binance, I think, from what I'm seeing, they're trying to implant in different countries with their name as the marketing engine, right? So Binance, maybe different ownership in different countries, like Binance Australia or Binance US. They have different ownership than Binance that we know. And a lot of people think Binance Australia is Binance. It's not. It's different ownership, but they're using the name, and that's smart too. I mean, absolutely, really smart. And their business model is good. Will they go public? I don't know, but I think Coinbase has kind of always been a tad open to being that kind of a company that would go public. They would have been the ones. Gemini, maybe. Like there's lots of other exchanges out there that can do that. I mean, even Stealth, everybody's dreaming an exchange is to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and even as a swap service, right? So
yeah, swap services are still something a little bit more crypto specific. So if even if people will be okay with Coinbase, which is obviously a custodial service, then it will take a little bit of time, I guess, to think about swap services as services as well. For those who are not acquainted to cryptocurrency yet, it will take a little while because self-custody is still something like all the people who really need it already have it, but those who are not sure yet, they're like, maybe I should trust somebody else. But it's a gradual movement. I at least I hope, and I suspect that it will happen, that this will kind of roll and go to self-custody as the way. But it just takes time. When it comes to people joining the space, because obviously there are lots of people joining the space now because of all the hypes and all this like market news and all the stuff, who have had nothing to do with crypto before, so total newbies. And this is usually the last question in the interview because we're running out of time a little bit here, so I will just wrap it up with it. I want you to give a little bit of advice from non-tech person to those joining the field just now, what they should look for, what they should study, what should be their ways, in your personal opinion, and how probably you did it and learned from your mistakes or did something good. What is the correct way to join crypto in your opinion?
Well, everybody learns differently. So some people are visual and some people are not visual learners. Some people are doers. So everybody learns differently. From my opinion, here's what and I don't ever give financial advice to any, like I had a coworker the other day ask me, well, should I get into this? I said, listen, I can't touch financial advice. I just can't. Morally, I can't do it. Even my own son, I don't want to touch financial advice. But get into the space. Here's what I would say. Read about the team, read about the community, and read about the use case. If the project has been around for 7, 8, 9 years, they're probably okay because they've been around for 7, 8, 9 years. If they weren't okay, they probably would have left by now. Read about the team. Read about how dedicated the team are. Read about how long the team has been there and what they've been working on, and read about the founder of the project. Read about the use case. What is the use case? Is it a currency or is it a utility token that's counting Smarties? You know, if it's utility token counting Smarties, do you really need a token to count Smarties? And then read about the community. How big is the community? Is the community active? Where are they at? Are they on Facebook, Telegram, Discord? Where are they at? How big is the community? Listen, if the community is large, chances are they're not going away. And for me, the biggest thing, if you're in cryptocurrency because it's decentralized, then get into a decentralized project and support a decentralized project. If you can't go brag about loving decentralized currency, but yet you go and support a centralized currency.
That does make too much sense.
If you support centralized, then hey, all the power to you. I respect you. Support centralized then. But if you support decentralized, then get into the non-ICO, the non-pre-mine, the teams that never had a bag, or a team that never pre-mined a bag, like the Verge core team. I'll just give you an example. And again, all of us Verge core team, we pay for our own marketing. Any of the backdrops, any of the stuff, any of the promotional tools, any of the shirts or hats or anything, we pay for ourselves. We don't have a fund that we get out of. We pay for everything ourselves. There's nobody on our team that has gotten free Verge. No such thing. There was no free Verge to give. So really do your research. Now, from an investment standpoint, and I hate talking about this because cycle. Listen, if you're really, cryptocurrency is high risk, the highest risk investment in the world today. Go and do your research, and please don't message me anymore telling me that you just put your house up for cryptocurrency, or I just remortgaged my whole house to put it into Verge. Please don't message me like that. Be responsible, really be responsible, and have an understanding that even like the stock market, it comes in cycles, 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, cycle, have patience. Please don't expect 20% overnight, because that's not what Verge is about. Verge is not about your 20% overnight. Verge is about moving forward so we can help you and help your kids and help their kids live in a decentralized world where we control our own currency. That's what we're about. So research, 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 and research.
Thank you for this advice. This is very logical, and this is actually good advice that many people tend to skip, and this is why bad stuff happens. And thank you very much. So we ran out of time, so I'm thanking you for joining us today, for telling all this great facts and not telling some, so we still have more for the next interview when Voice Life comes up and when everything is like already what can be said. So I'm reminding everybody that today we're joined by Mark from Verge, and I hope that everybody who would listen or watch this interview afterwards will enjoy our chat. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much. And one last thing, I wanted to give a shout out to Binance for, this was like hours ago, that just gave us a BUSD pairing. I wanted a huge shout out to Binance for that. We've been waiting years for that. And of course, if people don't know what BUSD is, it's of course audited, right? So you've got USDT, which is Tether, BUSD is Binance USD. So it's the stable coin for Binance, audited. The second thing I want to leave off with is people have been asking me about my encrypted emoji messages on Twitter. So I'll tell you what one of them means. One of them means April showers bring May flowers. A lot of you guys guessed that, but how I look at that is April showers bring May flowers. April fertilizer, fertilizing, 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 brings May flowers, blooming, blooming. You fertilize something, it grows. April showers bring May flowers. But I'm not going to tell you what the next one is. That's still in my brain.
Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations on Binance, by the way. That was huge. And thank you again. And we'll soon be live with this interview for everybody watching it in the future from this moment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels, obviously to Verge for more information, obviously to Mark for even more information. And we'll give all these links in the description of the video and in the article. And thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. And thank you to our community. Thank you for the support. And thank you for all my partners in the Verge core team that are working like 24 hours a day on Verge. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful and I'm blessed. And to be part of this is just what a journey. We'll talk to you guys later.